Levels.
Levels.
Okay, yep, that looks right. No, I see no levels from you. Hold on.
No,
No.
I see levels on my side for me and you.
Okay, then that's good enough. It's gonna record. I know I'm gonna record on my side.
Yeah.
If we have to slam them together at the end, we'll be fine. But I think we're okay. Well, we checked the levels. We've done our job.
Yeah. What more can we possibly do? All right. Other than re-record it. Okay.
You think that would be better?
This is why everybody that does this professionally all runs software to have another copy, a completely separate copy being made, so that if the prime copy fails, that they have a separate offline copy on both ends that they can all send.
What if we just set our iPhones down next to us and press record? How come the quality this week isn't as good? Audio quality or
Yeah, no,
content quality?
audio sounds fine. Hey, we had listener request for content.
Okay, sure, why not?
Something about, I don't pay attention to this stuff. Something about famous people attending a football game.
Are we, oh, sweet Lord, are we being asked to tailor our content for this audience?
Oh, wait. Oh, was that a Taylor Swift pun? I mean, in the cold open. I hope this isn't going to go on a long time.
No, no, no. I can wrap this up swiftly.
All right, let me give a run at this. Kelsey, where this is going.
That's terrible. You're you're not good at this, like, at all.
Look what you made me do.
Hey, just shake it off. Hi, toddlers. Welcome to Talking to Todd, a weekly podcast with Dwayne Johnson and Todd Friends, where failure and blank spaces are always an option. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Todd.
Hey, I'm going to regret saying this. How's it going?
It's quite possible that we are never, ever, ever recording another podcast. I can do this all night.
Yeah, you know what? We do one of these a year with the song titles,
Maybe Hannah will listen. There is no bigger Taylor Swift fan that I know than Lucas's girlfriend, Hannah. Unless it's Lucas.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
He's going to kill me.
we keep doing this. Hannah's not going to like it. There's going to be some bad blood between her and us.
I just about lost it all over the microphone. Oh.
Okay. All right. We're done.
We're done. I swear we're done.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna close the tab that has the Taylor Swift songs on it because one, I need the tab that shows me the Taylor Swift songs. Number two, there's a lot here. We could do this all anyway. Closed.
You opened a tab with all the Taylor Swift songs. I'm just doing this from what I know. I have now named every Taylor Swift song that I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Somewhere, you know what? I'm just thinking Doug's like challenge accepted. I bet you I can name more. Hey, Doug.
Here's the thing. If this was their podcast, at the end of it, they'd then go and play AC/DC or something. After dropping all of these possible hints for what song they might play, and then not. So,
yeah.
Anywho, let's see. Amy was excited that she didn't have to update the tote board on Brian Ferentz this week.
Didn't have to do any work.
Nope.
Similar to that little climber who is climbing up the mountain. Didn't have to move him at all.
There's no risk of the climber going over the ledge this week. He's safe. But
Yeah.
though, here's the thing. She didn't have to do any work, but that's mostly because Brian didn't do any work.
Seriously. By the way, just so everybody's aware, I mean, this kind of follow up or whatever. Head coach Kirk Ferentz, in our text messages now, I'm just referring to him as Kid Ferentz. And I think that's how'd Kid Ferentz do this week? Not good. Not good.
Yeah, I had a spit take when I read that text too. Oh, that was great. But speaking of Doug, we referenced The Princess Bride. He said the line at the same time I said the line. He was playing along on Dwayne Guess a Number.
Yes.
He was off by a full Dwayne.
Ooh, that's not good.
Nope.
High or low?
He went 4.7.
Oh, yep. See, there you go. See, Doug's got it. The goal here is like, this is a play at home game, right? Like we give you time so that you can play at home and find out how easy or difficult some of this is. So
Amy played along too.
Yeah.
You know, and the last time, no, well, not the last time, but the time before when Amy played along, she's playing along out loud while we're in the truck. I didn't think you liked this game. As long as I'm listening, I might as well play along. We're here, aren't we? Do you go to Dairy Queen and not get ice cream? Fine. I don't know if this goes in feedback or if it goes in follow-up.
Yeah.
Danny sent us an article about NFTs.
He did. Yes.
And this was, let me make sure that I can reference the article correctly. The title was Are NFTs Dead? Trends, Predictions, and Statistics 2023. And it came from a website called dapgamble.com. I have thoughts after reading the article. Did you read all of the article?
I ended up reading, before Danny sent me that, I read another a blog post who had referenced it, who pulled up some of the equivalent or the pertinent information, including what the market is now 3% of the size it was in 2021, and like 85% of all NFTs have zero value at this point. Oh yes, of the 73,000 NFT collections they identified, 69, almost 70,000 of them have the entire. This isn't a single NFT. That is 73,000 collections of NFTs, and almost 70,000 of them, the entire collection has a market cap of zero.
I before that though, I want to start with that I'm not sure that I want to take investment advice from a site with gamble in its name, but here we go.
I just, you know what, here they're just saying the quiet part out loud.
Yep.
So,
can we start with this is a headline that asks a question, Todd?
Well, the problem is that the rule usually says the answer is usually no. But on this one, I think the answer to the question and asked in the headline is yes, they're dead.
And the article starts, and I quote verbatim, "In the vibrant world of cryptocurrencies." Vibrant? Vibrant's doing a hell of a lot of work there.
Somebody just renewed their annual premium membership to thesaurus.com and is trying to get all of the money's worth out of that. By the way, really quick, that's Bettridge's law of headlines that says any headline that ends in a question mark can be answered by the word no. So DAP gambled. They're missing. So DAP has two P's in it for no reason, but Gamble's missing the E. Anyway, sorry, please.
Is
I
it?
think
Is
I'm
it?
getting
Is
I'm
it?
getting off.
Is it Diap Gamble?
I think it's pronounced yawn.
It also, in the middle of the column, it references a resource called NFT Scan, which I first read as NFT Scam, which seems
Same thing.
okay.
No functional difference.
The one of the things that I found actually very interesting, and we've talked about this before when we were talking about NFTs, is how much energy it takes to mint these things and create them in computing power, right?
Yes.
They estimate that the energy consumed annually by unsold NFTs, ones that people created that they have not sold, that are just sitting out there burning energy, is the yearly emissions of 2,048 homes. Now, by comparison, Iowa Falls is about 2,500 homes.
Yeah.
It consumes the energy of a small Midwestern town annually for them to sit out there and not do anything, and will in perpetuity, probably. And even when, to your point earlier, and I quote again, even when looking at the top NFTs, value was still hard to find. A startling 18% of the top collections have a floor price of 0. Wait, what? And then towards the end of the article, they got into, okay, so what are these really for? Why is there any value here? And they offered 6 practical uses for NFTs, including concert access. I'm like, okay, maybe, but an evolving QR code does the exact same thing and doesn't burn the equivalent energy of a small Midwestern town.
In theory, okay, sorry, we're dipping into Todd's tech corner here. In theory, people have been looking for 10 years how to figure out what everybody keeps talking about, how the blockchain is going to solve everything, and that's all the NFTs are, right? Are items secured by the blockchain. In theory, the blockchain does make a good idea. Concert tickets, you can trace back to find out if they are legitimate or not if you go look. Now, the thing is, anybody who's buying them to go to a concert isn't actually going to look at the blockchain and validate that it came from a place. So there is theory behind this, that this does make sense because you can show a chain of custody and ownership throughout the entire, all of the transactions.
Sure.
But nobody's doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, more
especially for a picture of a monkey. Hey, this one's original. Oh, well, thank God.
Oh, in that case,
almost got ripped off there. I don't want the illegitimate picture of a monkey. I need the legitimate one.
Oh,
I
do
love that one of the things they say that they could be used for is preserving cultural heritage. Look, the cultural heritage that is being minted with this crap is not worth preserving, nor do we really even want anybody to know we did this. They made the planet uninhabitable for what? Is that an ape wearing a captain's hat? Why? Wouldn't it have been better to keep the planet alive for a year before we had to get on the Musk rocket to Mars? Anyway.
Well, there's your quarterly NFT update, folks. I know you've been waiting for it.
Things are going terribly, which is pretty much the same as it's been, same as it's ever been.
Did you have anything under follow-up?
No, I don't. I've got some stuff for later that could have been follow up, but no.
Okay.
We got other
Oh,
stuff.
because we're rolling out a new segment. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, quick dip into Todd's Tech Corner as sponsored by the Taylor Center for Technology Policy.
You know, now that you say that, I'm just wondering. You know, Jesse pointed out that some of the remote offices had to close. I wonder what his position was on NFTs. Sorry, I went all in on NFTs, tech policy. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Please go ahead.
This is I have an answer, but it's kind of it's also a question for Todd. Now that iOS 17 has rolled out and
Yes.
the update has already rolled out.
Yes.
Question number one:
Mm.
how long did you wait to update your phone?
To iOS 17.
Yeah.
Well, my previous phone got updated the day it was within 30 minutes of it being released last week. Uh and then I updated the 13 Pro I had to the 15 Pro Max on Friday, the release date of the phone. So I updated the hardware as well 3 hours after the store opened.
Yes, you're
By the
you're a
by the
pillar. Yeah, I believe you're a pillar of restraint.
by the way, I actually had to do it in the store because I was getting on an airplane. I was getting on an airplane that night, so I had to go into the store to pick it up because we weren't going to get it shipped in time. And so I was telling the guy that was helping me, I'm like, yeah, I had to come into the store. I normally don't do this, but I'm getting on an airplane and leaving for the weekend. And he's like, oh, that gives my heart palpitations. Like, I don't. And I'm like, oh, no. It's totally fine. Because 2 years ago, I got the phone on a Friday, and then we got on a plane, and I went to England for 2.5 weeks. And he's like, you did what? And I'm like, yeah. This is the thing you tell people, you tell your family members and everything. Oh my, don't do that. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea. And yet that seems to be what I'm doing now. And he's like, that is a terrible idea. And I'm like, yeah, YOLO, right? Like you just, how bad could it be? You don't actually say that. The other thing I will say, just what also happened while we were there was you take the phone out of the box and the first thing it says is you need to apply an update. So it came with iOS 17, but then it says it needs to update to iOS 17.0.2, which was very weird because I knew that 17.0.1 had come out the previous day. And I said, oh, hey, that's different. He goes, oh, that's within the last 15 minutes because I've done multiple phones. I haven't seen 17.0.2. And he hit install on my phone, and I looked at it. Okay, this is the day that the iPhone is released worldwide. And if you read the notes on 17.0.2, it says fixes an issue that may cause problems of data transfer between two phones. So what I'm imagining happened was, starting in Australia and New Zealand, everybody started unwrapping all of their new phones and started going and starting to sync between new and old and new phones. And that process was failing. And then as every hour, more and more and more. And I'm just assuming somebody in the big ring in Cupertino was like, this Craig, and like Craig is picking up the phone. Tim, I got to hit the red button. We have it like, no, this is a problem. The one day you do not want there to be a problem is when you have between transferring from an old phone to a new phone is the day when you have people stood out in line in front of your stores to do what? Transfer data from the old phone to the new phone. Rough day for Apple.
So, okay, question number 2.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Nope. Okay. I got some feedback. I thought that was dead. Well, it was resting. Anyway, pining for the forwards. It's fine. Anyway, nope. Go ahead. Question 2.
Question number 2. What is, now that you've had iOS 17 for, a little while now,
yeah,
what is your favorite new feature?
That's an excellent question. I was going to say the new higher resolution pictures, but that came with the phone, not with iOS 17. So I'm gonna set that aside.
Okay.
It is possible that the fact that my when I send you texts that it's not making as stupid of mistakes is actually fairly nice. Although I was wondering, why is every word of mine have a blue line under it? Oh, the blue lines are only the one it corrected. Oh, all of them. Cool. So the typing does seem to be better, although the one that I have shown more people and everybody goes, "Ooh, how do I do this?" including my sisters. When I showed Brenda how to do this, she's like, "Why can't I do this?" You need to upgrade. Upgrade now. Um, was going into photos and making a sticker out of a photo and then being able to use the sticker in messages or other places. That seems to be like the fun thing to do.
That's pretty cool. I will say that is pretty cool.
Oh, I will also say, maybe, I know you asked me for one. Um, iOS 17 said that they will have facial recognition for your pets, for cats
Yeah.
and dogs.
Yes.
And it ran the day that I updated it, it ran on my iPad. And we've had multiple Pomeranians that are orange that look pretty similar. And I would say it got all of our dogs sorted into this is this dog, this is this dog. I want to say it was probably 98 to 99% accurate at knowing which dog was which, including dogs in which we look at the picture and go, I got to look at the date to know which dog this is. So
Really?
it is super impressive, which is really cool because then instead of now I'm getting photo galleries of individual dogs, which is pretty cool. So that one's cool as well. How about you? Do you have a favorite? iOS 17 feature?
I I do not have an alarm clock next to my bed. I just use my phone.
Yeah.
But when your phone is on the holder and
Yes.
you rotate it sideways at night
Into landscape.
in the
Yes.
landscape, it gives you can fix that clock. So it is a really big, nice alarm clock now.
Yes.
I love
By
it
the
because I can see it. I can see the numbers without my glasses.
By the way, that feature works not just for an alarm clock. It can work for other things. And if you have a MagSafe puck that you are clipping that to,
Yes, I do.
you can configure it what it shows differently for different pucks. So if you have one in your office, you can set it there. You can make that one be like, what's my next calendar event? Right? Like
Really?
you can have different information. And then in theory, if you had one in the kitchen, you could put you could put the weather or whatever on it or whatever you needed. So each location can have different information, so you can use it differently. So you can use it like a status board in your office during the day as well, and
Yeah.
just look over and keep track of stuff. So by the way, I will say I have one whatever is the opposite of favorite. I This isn't iOS 17. This is Watch OS 10.0.1. This hasn't affected everybody, but it affected me as soon as I upgraded my phone, because then I had to repair my watch to my phone.
Yep.
Um, if you happen to have any of the on a watch face, if you have any of the complications that show any weather data,
Yes.
mine are all now just dashes. It doesn't know, it will not show me the temperature or anything relating to weather on a watch face. If the watch is set to show me current location. This isn't affecting everybody, but it's affecting quite a few people. It seems to be a bug that was already in watchOS 9, but it has become very, very prevalent with watchOS 10. Apple released a document today saying, here's some things you can try, which is very disconcerting because what Apple is saying is this won't fix it. You can try it. I mean, for all we know, here's something you could try: get a Google Watch. Like that would probably fix it.
That would probably fix it.
So, anyway, that's really bad if you are on, let's say you get a phone on Friday and then you get on an airplane and then you're in, let's say, I don't know, a hotel. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. You're in Burnsville, Minnesota, randomly, and you realize that your watch isn't paired to your phone because you got a new phone. So you have to destroy all of your data and then repair it. And then let's just hypothetically say you spend the entire weekend trying to figure out why your watch isn't working. It's because Apple has a bug in the operating system.
That's
Hypothetically.
That's an oddly specific hypothetical situation, Todd.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the record, and knock on wood, my watch is up to 10.0 and I can see the weather.
Yes.
It's possible because I'm still rocking the SE2 watch.
It seems to be something around either some sort of, it gets triggered with a reboot or a repair or something. So it's not everybody. Matter of fact, it's really cool. You go into the Apple forums before Apple responded, and people are like, this is going on and I'm seeing this. And then you see helpful people. My watch isn't doing it. You're wrong. You must have done something wrong, moron. God, I love reading the comments. Like, people are just so helpful on the internet. Anyway, iOS 17. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Is it hot in here? Oh, I don't know. I can't tell the temperature. What else we got?
Okay, this we'll see if this is short. If you saw this story, it will be very short.
It's not fair to deny me all the cross-eyed that I checked it to me. You ought to know.
I almost played a little snippet of blank space there, but I didn't. Okay, so this week, the Iowa pork producers signed an NIL deal with 4 Cyclone football players. Todd, what were the names of the 4 Cyclone football players that the Iowa pork producers signed an NIL deal with?
Before I answer that,
Uh-huh.
I just want to make sure this wasn't like a campaign of you can bet on pork.
No.
Okay. All right. Just checking, because you never know.
It's almost that bad, but it's not.
Yeah. All right. Pork producers got NIL for 4 players.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume. I'm working this out loud. I'm assuming. By the way, I'm not up on the current Iowa State roster. Is Troy Davis still there? No. Okay. Has that been a year? Okay. So I'm assuming that all of their names are somehow related to the pork industry. So I'm going to go with last names of Hogg, Steve Hogg, Kevin Bacon,
Caleb Bacon, and yes.
Okay. It's that close. Terry Swine. And yeah.
You giving up on the 4th one?
Well, I mean, I came up with like Mitch the Sausage Williams, but I don't think that means what you think it means. So maybe not give him NIL money for that.
Maybe not. So it's Caleb Bacon.
Okay.
Tyler Moore, Miles Purchase, and Tommy Hammond. And when you put them together in the right order,
Purchase
it's
more
Purchase
ham
Moore,
and bacon.
Ham and Bacon.
Man, people thought there were going to be problems with NIL money. No, this is
Nope.
going great.
Perfect. So, you know
Seriously,
what?
I'm supposed to know that?
It's
Come on.
fine. You know what? You got one of the 4 right. When I edit it, it'll be 1 bell.
One bell. Yeah, one. Just one. Yeah, one ping. One ping only. That was my Russian accent.
Thanks, Mr. Connery. Did a hell of a job. Whoa, whatever. Oh, okay. So on the Educated Idiots, their feedback segment is called "What's in the Fridge?" Hey, Dan, what's in the fridge? Right, and they open the fridge and read whatever they got for emails and texts and whatever, right? Tweets.
Yeah.
We're this week. I propose that we, before you go on hiatus and we play shows here, we clean out our fridge, which is the backlog of stories that we haven't been able to get to. What do you call them? What would Jimmy Kimmel call these stories?
I don't know because I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. No idea.
Sorry, we ran out of time for these stories.
Ah, got it. Okay. Yes. Oh, wrong.
Wrong late night talk show.
And era. Okay.
Okay, so who's the actor that he shorts?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. There we go. Yes, these are the Matt Damon stories that we didn't have time to get to. So in our house, when we do this, it's Musgo night, because you open the fridge and you look at, okay, this must go. So let's clean out the fridge this week. Todd, what have we been sitting on?
Okay. Here's just a bunch of, these were all nominated for idiots, but instead of like going deep into the story, just going to throw it out and then keep moving here. We have start off the list with a couple of travel ones. Qantas Airlines was caught by the Australian regulator. They have been, over the last 2 years, selling tickets on flights that were already canceled and not telling people the flight was canceled. So they would cancel the flight and still accept bookings, and taking people's money, and then not telling them that the flight was canceled until 18 to 21 days after they purchased the ticket. But then at that point, hey, by the way, your flight's canceled. We can get you on another one, or we can offer you Qantas credit. So the government said that's not something you're supposed to do. And the CEO, who is already going to retire, stepped down immediately. And now the airline is trying to claw back 8 figures worth of bonuses paid to him, because people in Australia now think that Qantas is trying to cheat them, and they were.
You know how famously Qantas never crashed?
Yes.
Not true anymore.
Well, if you cancel the flight, you don't even have to worry about it. Perfect safety record.
Perfect. No wonder.
Speaking of cheating in the airlines, stories going around. Multiple airlines are now, everybody's looking through all of their stuff because commercial aviation is highly regulated. And one of the things that's really, really important is paperwork. Everything has to have paperwork, including every single part. You have to know who made it. And then, they should put a NFT on it. Then we could track it. That'd be a good idea. Anyway, sorry, never mind. Note to self. A company out of England called AOG Techniques has been caught selling parts that they basically faked all the paperwork and selling them to airlines. So airlines don't actually know where the parts came from. So this company it's probably accurate. Nobody's for sure. They may have just gone and gotten parts off of planes that were sitting around and taken them off and then written new. They faked documents saying that this was like a brand new part. and then selling them to airlines. Southwest has had to park a couple of planes. United, Virgin Australia, and others around the world. And this is how big of a deal this is. United found a single part on one engine on two separate aircraft that included a part that came from AOG. Because of that, they grounded the plane, and they are going to take they have to take the engine completely off. They're going to replace the engines on those planes to get them back in service. And then that engine has to be completely torn down all the way down. Not only does that part have to be removed, the entire engine now has to be inspected to see if that part caused any damage. So anyway, funny story as well. When people went to look at where they were registered, because like people are going to go looking for them, they had a very prestigious. You've probably even seen it. They have a very prestigious office right in London as you come out of Victoria Victoria train station. There's this really beautiful building, like 20 stories. It's got red on one side. It's beautiful. That's their headquarters. Oh, well, how can they afford that? Yeah, it's a shared office space. Is their corporate headquarters worldwide? Yeah. They just rent a mailbox there. So, yeah, this is not good. This is not good. But anyway, let's see. Moving on.
1 star. Do not recommend.
Technically, those are 5 stars, and those came off of this. No, anyway. Let's see. On this is out of the New York Jets, and it has nothing to do with their quarterback play. Things are not going well in New York. This has nothing to do with it. This last Sunday, after the players went out on the field to do warm-ups, and then they went back in, everybody noticed that in the end zone where they painted JETS, they must have painted it too close to letting the players on the field, because after warmups, there were white footprints all over the end zone from players who had tracked white paint from the Jets logo words. And yeah, so somebody didn't let any paint dry. Of course, the jokes were, well, no one's going to make it into the Jets end zone today, so I might as well. Only people that made it that day. Yeah.
The jokes pretty much write themselves, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, so let's talk about the Jets. Let's see. Oh, hey, by the way, this one out of the New York Times. New York drivers are now paying more for car insurance. This one's handy. Car insurance is going up for drivers all in New York because a state law was passed that in addition to your sort of bodily injury coverage, by law, they default you into spousal coverage that you have to pay extra for on all auto premiums, even if you're single and even if it's a business that is buying the auto insurance. You can ask for it to be taken off, but if you don't ask, you have to, by law, if you don't ask, they will charge you and you have to pay for spousal coverage, even if you're single. Dwayne, I know this isn't the game. Who do you think pushed New York to make that a law that had to be included and it had to be opt out for everybody, including people who don't even need it?
Sounds like the insurance lobby would lobby for that.
You would think the insurance lobby didn't want that to happen because they said that that's confusing to people. Do you know who lobbied for it? Trial Lawyers Association.
Oh, sweet Lord.
Because it's a huge problem that when people get in car accidents, their insurance covers them. So what this now lets people do is if you are in a car accident and you now have spousal coverage, your spouse can sue you for medical damages to force the insurance company to pay on the spousal coverage that you were required to have.
Oh my God. It makes my head hurt.
Yeah. Hold on though. Got one more. Yeah, like I said, we're Hey Dwayne, do you have any idea when the last Winter Olympics were?
Nope. Was this the
What
one
if I
that was this
what
the
if I
one?
told you it was the 2022 Beijing Olympics? How long do you think that was?
18 months?
19 months now. Yes, 19 months ago
Okay,
was
yeah.
the 2020 Beijing Olympics. The medals for the team figure skating still were not given out at the Olympics,
Oh,
and
yes.
19 months later are still not given out.
Oh, yes, I remember this controversy vaguely.
Yes. Well, it's still there. So a skater from Russia tested positive for doping before the Olympics. That was announced after the Olympics.
That's taking drugs, not being a dope.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That case is finally, I believe, maybe it was yesterday. They may have argued it yesterday. Results may not come back for months. They finally took this to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. It's a 3 days worth of hearings in Switzerland. It could be months before it's ruled on. The World Anti-Doping Association and the International Skating Union are asking that the skater who was found guilty of doping receive a suspension backdated to the day that she tested positive. However, the Russian anti-doping agency says that she should only receive a minor penalty because it wasn't her fault or negligence that it was in her system. And she was 15 at the time, which means that she is from the World Anti-Doping Association, she's a protected person, which might be a loophole. So the Russians are basically saying she didn't dope on her own, and WADA says at 15 she's protected. So if the Russians gave it to her, they're claiming somebody happened and she wasn't old enough to say no, so therefore she should get a slap on the wrist. So the Russians should get the gold medals. Waiting in all of this is the United States team, who I believe finished second. They haven't received any medals. No medals have been given out for 19 months because this is still working its way through the system. So last week, the U.S., I believe it's the U.S. Figure Skating Committee, took pictures of the boxes that are in the headquarters waiting for the medals to go in, pointing out that 19 months later, we still don't know, even if it's silver, just give it, fine, whatever. Yeah. Any decision's a decision at this point. Anyway, 19 months later, we still might be waiting a couple of months after this, and there is appeal process. So this could drag on till the next Olympics. You know what would help here? We should get the trial lawyers involved. That would really speed this up.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. There is a quick hit list of a whole lot of idiots that we haven't had time to use.
Feel better?
Not actually. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't mean to go off on a rant here, but I'm sorry.
I suppose this could go in follow up, but a quick travel story.
Yeah.
I also had access to the non-free Wi-Fi on my trip down here.
Delta's proud to be offering free Wi-Fi on all Delta planes, except this one. Feel free to pay.
Yep, I got it too. They made the announcement, and I just chuckled to myself. Fine, whatever.
Why is he laughing? This isn't funny. Yeah, but not funny is kind of what we specialize in. So,
what are you watching this week?
We finished watching since we last talked, I think we watched the last 3 episodes of the 4-episode arc of Supermodels on Apple TV Plus. What I will tell you is, this show's really well done. And tells a lot of really, not that I spent a lot of time or even really was aware of most of what this was going on. Um, there is a lot of stuff there that I would have never expected, including one of the supermodels. I'm not giving anything away, but this is kind of the stuff that's talked about in here. Naomi Campbell, again, who's from England and she is black. She wasn't getting booked for as many shows as the other three white supermodels, and they were also offering her less money to appear in the same events. So in this, Linda, which made her mad. By the way, it's interesting to note, she's the one who multiple people said she was quote unquote difficult to work with. Huh. Yeah. Makes you actually think about like all of this stuff. You're like, wait, was she difficult to work with, or was she telling people you don't get to pay me less because I'm black? Huh. Anyway, here's how that got fixed, or part of the way it got fixed. Linda Evangelista, who is one of the other ones, as she said, she basically said once, she goes, I didn't understand on some of these why Naomi wasn't here because like we're all here. She goes, once I understood what was going on, I basically had to tell people who were booking these, you don't book Naomi, you don't book me. And I assumed that this was a highly competitive thing to get these shows and to get these covers. And it turns out, like behind the scenes, they were sharing notes and helping, and like they were actually like friends, and again, turned everything that I knew about this, which admittedly was almost nothing, completely on its head. And it also highlights a whole lot of really, really bad stuff that used to happen. And it's probably, somewhat still happening. But the final one is to see what they're all doing now and what they've done with the platform that they have. And anyway, highly recommend Supermodels, Apple TV Plus on Apple TV on Apple TV. How about you? What are you watching?
On HBO on Max.
Sure.
I guess this is a thing now.
That's a thing now.
Whatever. This would be HBO on Max on my iPad, I guess. If we're following the... I've been watching Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, which has at the beginning and I believe also at the end, which always makes you feel good, of every episode... most of this is true. I don't know. John C. Reilly as Dr. Jerry Buss is very good. He better win an Emmy for this. Oh wow. Amy and Michael, when they were growing up, Amy and her brother Michael had a big Lakers Celtics rivalry in their house.
Wow. Okay.
Because Michael liked the Celtics and Amy liked anybody who didn't like the Celtics.
As siblings do.
As siblings do. So yeah. Amy watched both seasons of this and just raved about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm on the road. I downloaded, so I've been watching while I was on the plane, while I'm sitting in the airport. Really good, and I think I'm 2/3 of the way through, maybe a little more through season 1. So I've got a ways to go, but so far that's what I'm watching, and so far it's good enough for me to want to finish it.
And it's entitled Winning Time, so that must mean it's about the Lakers in the past.
Clearly, yes. Whoa! Thump, thump. It's go time. Oh. Did you learn anything this week?
Yeah, real quick. So we were flying Friday and Sunday. I was on a plane with free Wi-Fi, but Sunday I was having an amazingly difficult time connecting my phone to the free Wi-Fi. It's entirely possible it's my fault, and the VPNs and all sorts of stuff, and new phone and trying. Anyway, I was having a really hard time connecting to the Wi-Fi. So at one point, I'm like, oh, yeah. We leave the we're in the airport, and I think the Broncos are down like 21-0. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not good. Well, at least I don't have to watch it on the plane. And then I'm having problems. And then I get a little bit of Wi-Fi, and it's like 40-0 at halftime. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then I don't have Wi-Fi for like an hour and a half. And then I get connected. They lost 70-20. This is a football game. This isn't a basketball game. 70. And went, you know what? Maybe it's good that you don't have internet all the time. Maybe, you know what? I didn't have to sit there and watch it. What the live TV had terrible games on anyway, but not this game. And actually, I saw the final score and I showed it to Lisa, and she her eyes got wide, and then I went, yeah, that's not great. And she goes, look at you, like it's not bothering you. And I was like, look, if you lose a lot of games with like by 1 point here or a fumble right at the end, like if you're living and dying with this and it's getting down to the end and like you're losing in the last 2 minutes of every game because of stupid stuff, that'll really wear on you, because you it's the hope that kills you, right? When you let somebody score 70 on you and you lose by 50, the good news is there's no hope, right? There's zero hope. There is not, and it's nothing like this. You don't do this. God, you know what? Only if we would have converted that one first down, we would have been in this. Oh, no. When you lose by that much, you're like, oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm fine. That was a dumpster fire inside of a dumpster fire on a garbage barge that was on fire. And you're like, well, it still counts as 1L. So anyway, that's what I found out.
Meanwhile, over in Kansas City, the score of the Chiefs Bears game was 41-10. And thanks to Taylor Swift and the 70-20 Miami Denver game, nobody was talking about how badly the Bears got beat.
Interestingly enough, that was one of the two games that was on the live TV on the plane we were on. And Lisa said, you know, maybe this game will be as bad as 70? No. I mean, it's pretty bad. But to your point, once my team let Miami roll up 70, you guys were off the hook.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You guys got beat by 50 points last week.
Yes.
And you're coming to Soldier Field this coming weekend as a 3.5 point favorite.
So Vegas looked at that. They lost by 50. I still like their chances. You know what? That's where I'm a paid professional to figure this out. And
oh my God.
And historically, playing at home gives you 2.5 to 3 points. So being a home dog. All I know is that I think the only people that are being watching that game are people who are paid for it, who are paid to watch it. Some sports reporters and any poor suckers who bought Bear season tickets who feel like they have to use them. Hey, by the way, what are you guys doing next weekend?
Funny guy.
How about you? What'd you learn this week?
So on Friday, I got an email that Netflix is shutting down its mail order DVD service. And I learned that Netflix still has a mail order DVD service.
Still doing that?
Like, what, are you kidding me? Yes, as it turns out, they still did. And customers who still receive physical DVDs, you know what? You got them? Just keep them. Please enjoy. And I read this in it because I had to do a little bit of research. Go, really? What? Okay. Please enjoy your final shipments for as long as you like. You know what? We don't want them back. Thanks, Netflix. Were you a Red Envelope subscriber?
Oh yeah. We were on the 2 DVD plan for quite a while because we gotta get the stuff in, and there were stuff for the kids to watch, and then the worst part though was if you were watching a TV series and you could get like the 2 DVDs, and then you'd be like, you could binge like 6 episodes. Then you had to send the DVDs back and then wait for the next oh, this is taking forever. So even then, I have heard it is possible that some people may have had some software that let you, I don't know, let's say rip the DVDs and then store them someplace else for, archival purposes. So it's entirely possible that we may have received shipments of TV shows and then ripped them and then got the next disc so that nobody in the house had to start watching the season until we had all of the episodes queued up. Yeah, this is old school binging. Yeah, not great. Hypothetically,
Yes.
hypothetically, that may have taken place.
The music is Happy Boy by Kevin MacLeod. You can subscribe to our award-winning podcast wherever you get your pods. Just search Talkin' and the number 2. There's no G and no space. You can stop by and see us at the Tuba City home office. Please don't do that. Todd's going to go on vacation, and I am almost always on the road nowadays, so please don't do that. Thanks, as always, to our listeners and our sponsors, Toddler 3187, the Taylor Center for Technology Policy, and DJ to Go Cedar Valley. Once again, a DJ in the Cedar Valley. You can send us your feedback. Send us your feedback to feedback@talkingtotodd.com.
Now that you mention it, I should go back and look. Wait, Justified season 2. Wow, look at that. Oh, and in glorious SD. I can probably delete that now. I don't. Yeah, I don't know that I.
You don't have a need for that?
Hypothetically,
you don't have a need for that.
I don't know that I have a need for it. On the other hand, I guess at this point, I could probably just ask Netflix, "Hey, could I have Justified season 2 on? Here you go, please take it. Just what else do you need?" Seriously, we have warehouses of this crap. Everything must go. Whatever you want, you can. That's fine. Yeah. Although the problem is that we're missing of every TV season. We're missing one disc of every TV season of every show. So good luck. By the way, yes. We've sent you here's all of the Friends discs, but they're interspersed with some Battlestar Galactica because that's what we had.
Oh, I'm definitely sure we're gonna have some stuff to clean up next week. We'll be back. We're here. We're talking to Todd. I knew you were in trouble.
Oh, still. I thought we'd escaped out of that. That's seriously. Can you just remove that and fill it with a blank space?